Alright folks, get ready to ignite those engines and fasten your seatbelts. Welcome to Auto Alchemy, where we're gearing up to reveal the top 10 most iconic cars in the history of the road. These beauties aren't just cars, they're the stuff of legend. Number 10. The 1974 Volkswagen Golf. The Volkswagen Golf from 1974 is the MVP of cars. It's super affordable, like your favorite pair of jeans that fit just right. Plus, it's practical. You can fit all your stuff in there without a problem. And let's not forget how fun it is to drive. It's like taking a joyride with your buddies on a sunny day. This car has been around for ages and has become the face of Volkswagen. It's that one friend who's always there for you no matter what. And the Golf GTI, it's like the cooler, sportier version of the Golf. It's like upgrading your regular coffee to a fancy latte. It's just better. The Golf has stood the test of time for over 50 years and is still going strong. This car can very well be the classic movie you can watch over and over again and never get tired of. Number 9. The 1970 Range Rover. The Range Rover from 1970 is a renowned king of SUVs. It's got that classic style that never goes out of fashion. Plus, it's tough enough to handle any adventure you throw at it, whether you're hitting the trails or cruising around town. Back then, SUVs weren't really known for being fancy, but the Range Rover changed all that. It's almost as if you're upgrading from a regular burger to a gourmet meal. It's just on a whole other level. And thanks to the Range Rover, Land Rover became a big deal in the car world. Think of it as the cool kid in school who sets the trend for everyone else. That's what the Range Rover did for SUVs. It showed that you can have both style and substance in one package. Even today, the Range Rover is still turning heads. It is indeed that timeless song you never get tired of hearing. It just never gets old. Number 8. The 1971 Mercedes-Benz R107. The Mercedes-Benz R107 from 1971 is more of a classic movie star on wheels. It's got that vintage roadster vibe with just 2 seats and a big, powerful V8 engine under the hood. And let's not forget about the fancy leather seats and wood paneling inside. It's like riding in style all the way. Sure, it might not be the best for tearing up the racetrack, but that's not what it's about. It's a comfy armchair you sink into after a big meal. It's all about the smooth ride and luxury. The R107 is like the epitome of old school cool. It makes you step back in time to an era of glamour and sophistication. And even though it's been around for a while, it's still got that timeless charm that never goes out of style. Plus, it's a Mercedes-Benz, so you know it's built to last. You can never let go of that trusty friend who's always there for you, no matter what. Number 7. The 1974 BMW 2002 Turbo. The BMW 2002 Turbo from 1974 can be described as a little rocket on wheels. It's small but mighty, like that scrappy underdog who surprises everyone by beating the big guys. Back in the day, it could leave those American muscle cars in the dust without breaking a sweat. And when BMW slapped a turbocharger on it in 1974, it was like adding a superpower. It was the first turbocharged car in Europe, like getting a speed boost in a video game. It's just awesome. The 2002 Turbo is like the OG of modern BMWs. It set the bar high back in the late 60s and paved the way for the BMWs we know and love today. It mimics that one wise old mentor who taught the new kids on the block everything they know. Plus, it's got that sleek coupe look that never goes out of style. You know that feeling of wearing your favorite leather jacket? It's just cool. Number 6. The 1975 Porsche 930 Turbo. The Porsche 930 Turbo from 1975 is a total beast unleashed on the road. It's the first ever 911 Turbo and it earned the nickname Widowmaker for a reason. It's not for the faint of heart. It all started because Porsche needed to make a bunch of these cars to go racing. So they took this wild idea and turned it into reality, like turning a sketch into a masterpiece painting. And let me tell you, when this thing hit the streets, it was like nothing else out there. It's got that sleek Porsche design, but with a turbocharged engine that's just waiting to unleash all its power. You'll be driving a race car on the road. It's just exhilarating. Sure, it might be a bit scary to handle, hence the nickname, but that just adds to its mystique. You'll be taming a wild stallion. It takes skill and guts, but the thrill is unbeatable. If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up. Number 5. The Ford Model T. The Ford Model T is definitely the OG of cars. It might not be the first one ever made, but it's the one that changed everything. Henry Ford was the superhero of car making, and he figured out how to build these things fast and cheap, so everyone could have one. Before the Model T, cars were just fancy toys for rich folks. But Henry Ford was like, nah, let's make cars for everyone. And that's exactly what he did. The Model T brought a change by going from horse-drawn carriages to zooming down the road in your own car. It was a game changer. Plus, the Model T was tough as nails. It could handle rough roads and all sorts of weather without breaking a sweat. It's like the dependable friend who's always there when you need them. And let's not forget about how it paved the way for the modern assembly line. Henry Ford was like the ultimate inventor, coming up with all sorts of cool ideas to make building cars faster and easier. Number 4. The Toyota MK4 Supra. The Toyota MK4 Supra has been the superstar of cars for quite some time now, thanks to the Fast and Furious movies. It's got this killer engine called the 2JZ GTE, which is pure magic under the hood. And let me tell you, it's fast right out of the factory, like hold on to your seat fast. Thanks to those movies, the Supra became an instant celebrity. It went from being a nobody to an A-list overnight. People couldn't get enough of it, and who can blame them? It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's got that cool factor that just can't be beat. Plus, that 2JZ GTE engine is like the stuff of legends. It's like having a superhero in your car, ready to unleash all its power at a moment's notice. And the best part? It's not just for show. It's actually really quick on the road. So yeah, the Toyota MK4 Supra is basically the epitome of cool. You'll be living out your wildest dreams every time you get behind the wheel. Number 3. The Ferrari 250 GT Berlinetta SWB. The Ferrari 250 GT Berlinetta SWB is a work of art on wheels. It's got that classic Ferrari style that just screams luxury and sophistication. And let me tell you, it's not just a pretty face. It's got the performance to match. Back in its day, this car was the king of the road. You'll be stepping into a time machine and going back to an era of glamour and speed. Plus, it's a Ferrari, so you know it's got that Italian flair that makes it stand out from the crowd. But what really makes the 250 GT Berlinetta SWB iconic is its racing pedigree. It's the champion of the track, winning races left and right, and showing the world what Ferrari is capable of. Even today, it's the holy grail for car collectors. Number 2. The Ford GT40. The Ford GT40 is the ultimate underdog story in car history. It's got this cool name that just sounds powerful, and let me tell you, it lives up to it. Back in the 60s, Ford was like, we're gonna beat Ferrari at their own game. And that's exactly what they did. This car is like a racing legend, winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans 4 times in a row. It's the Rocky Balboa of cars, small but mighty, taking on the giants and coming out on top. And let's talk about that design. It's a sleek, low-slung bullet ready to tear up the track. Plus those iconic racing stripes, they're definitely the cherry on top of an already awesome cake. Even today, the Ford GT40 is a treasure we encounter in our dreams. Those who can afford it own a piece of history. It's also a reminder of Ford's epic triumph over Ferrari. Number 1. The BMW M1. The BMW M1 is a rare gem in the car world. It's got that sleek, futuristic design that just screams cool. Back in the 70s, BMW was like, hey, let's make a supercar. And that's exactly what they did with the M1. It's like they took all the best bits from the race cars and put them into one awesome package. Plus, it's got that mid-engine layout, which is like the secret sauce for awesome handling. It's like driving on rails, smooth and controlled, even when you're pushing it to the limit. And let's not forget about that engine. It's like a symphony of power, roaring to life every time you step on the gas. It's the kind of sound that gives you goosebumps. Which iconic car excites you the most? Comment down below, rev your engines, and subscribe to our channel for the ride of a lifetime.